The Bachelorette recap: Jordan and David ignite a 6th grade fight during the 2-on-1 date. Jordan and David's feud finally exploded on a ridiculously immature 2-on-1 date during the Monday, June 25, episode of The Bachelorette, and Becca Kufrin was left to pick up the pieces. Elsewhere, Chris made a major misstep. Running that beak. David and Jordan were paired up for the 2-on-1 date in the appropriately named Valley of Fire. David began bad-mouthing Jordan right out of the gate, telling Becca that Jordan was vocal about his interest in women around the Vegas casinos and the model felt like he would be settling if he was with Becca. Although Jordan denied the accusations, and called David worse than airy, the settling remark triggered Becca because of her previous entanglement in the airy Louis and Deke Jr. Lauren Burnham triangle. Men continued to go at it to the point of Becca feeling like she was back in 6th grade, but she thought Jordan was at least trying to open up to her, so she sent David packing. Jordan continued on to the evening portion of the date, but the only things he could talk about were himself, modeling and how extremely accurate Zoolander is. Therefore, Becca sent Jordan home, too, and though he was shocked, the other suitors celebrated his departure. Mic drop. Wayne Newton crashed Becca's group date to help the men write their own love song lyrics to the tune of Dank Schoen. Most of them bombed, but Chris' performance wooed the audience and Becca. Chris was confident and laid back during the after-party, biding his time to talk to Becca. Meanwhile, Blake told Becca he was falling in love with her, and Becca echoed his sentiments to the cameras. So when Becca gave Blake the rose, Chris was, in his words, shook. Chris took this slight and the fact that Becca didn't make time to talk to him one-on-one during the date as a sign that he was being sent home, and he threatened to pack his bags and leave immediately, telling viewers that Becca would be making a big mistake if she let him go. An upset Becca confronted Chris later in the week at the cocktail party after learning about his comments. According to Chris, Becca looked at him with disgust when she accused him of not being willing to commit to a 50-50 partnership. Chris wasn't satisfied with how their conversation ended, so he tried to steal her away from Wills to talk some more. Wills wasn't having it, though, which ignited another spat. Wills didn't want to give up his time with Becca, so he insisted that Chris walk away. Becca sought out Chris for more one-on-one time later, where he assured her that he wanted to be there. Somehow Chris received a rose during the rose ceremony, and John went home instead. What is love? Colton and Becca went on a camel safari during their one-on-one date. The two were happy to be past their Tia drama, and that night, they talked a lot about what I love you meant to each of them. Colton didn't believe in saying it lightly, and even declared that he doesn't say I'm falling in love with you easily either. However, at the end of the evening, Colton told the cameras, I can confidently say I'm falling in love with Becca. The Bachelorette felt she and Colton were on the same page, so she gave him a rose. The Bachelorette airs on ABC Mondays at 8 p.m. ET.